Hello everyone! Following up from the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour teaser, Dokkan Battle has released the full details for Dokkan Festival LR Super Saiyan God of Successive Mutations, Super Saiyan God Vegeta Ultra Super Villain arriving alongside Xeno Trunks and Toa and Mira coming straight from Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 celebrating the end of that game because of the release of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 next year. So, before I get into all of the crazy hype animations and details, please consider liking if you enjoy this video, and consider subscribing as well if you enjoy the channel. But with that being said, let's get straight into these animations! Right, everyone, starting off with Mira and Toa as a duo character. History in Intrusion absolutely looks okay. Yeah, they have alright animations. Nothing crazy, nothing even really that great, although the background does look incredibly well drawn for sure. Their animations are nothing to write home about, really. They just have decent, flexible animations, and that is all I have to say on them. Coming up on Xenoverse Trunks, Burning Slash, he actually has very, of course, the Time Nest looks awesome here, but as well, his animations looked quite a bit better. Quite a bit better, for sure, than Mira and Toa's. I really quite like the animation work done here. It's simple, but it works. I think this is great. And of course, moving on to the amazing animations section, if Toa and Mira's were... Trunks's was great. This looks amazing. We have Vegeta controlled by the Dark Crystal in Super Saiyan God form. Oh, having an intro plus the LR2 super attacks, as well as a transformation out of the crystal state. Boom, wow! That looks incredible. Oh. And this is the first crossover LR we have in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which is going to be a great help. I'll explain that part later, but having an LR for crossover is so amazing. And of course, mirroring the animations that we see in his base form state. That looks quite nice, and especially this 18 key. And then we get the KO screen. That looks awesome. They killed it. What an animation set for a crossover character. And of course, they made sure to put a KO screen, which is definitely a big, massive plus for a character. What a unit. What a Vegeta. Oh my goodness. They did such a fantastic job. Look at that. They even got him striking the pose. They even got the flash into Super Saiyan God, a Super Saiyan momentarily here. If I can find where that happens in the animation set, I know he flashes into a 3D file. Go ahead and look on back here. Take a second gander at those Yep, right there. He goes Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan for a split second there as well. Just absolutely amazing. Just overall, animation set looked very good. Very good. I think This is passable. This is great. This is amazing. Really love the animation work done here. It looks fantastic. And the fact that we get LR to celebrate Xenoverse 2's ending just right after 10 years of operation. We've had Xenoverse 2 characters as old as this game in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, because Dokkan Battle is also 10 years old as well. So that is very nostalgic to see that it's finally over. Xenoverse 2's I'll be getting straight into the kit, but final thoughts, the animation's just, as I've already said, it looks amazing! It looks so great. Oh my. I hope, honestly, that the banner for Dokkan Festival Vegeta looks absolutely amazing. But let's just get straight into this kit. Let's just dive straight into their abilities. Let's go. Alright everyone, starting off with the kit of Invaders of History, Toa and Mira. They are Extreme AGL with the Leader Skill P3 and HP Attack Defense 132 Time Travelers or Join the Forces. Honestly, pretty terrible leader skill as to be expected from a side character. Moving on to the passive skill, the reoccurring Taboo. Basic effects, launches an additional super attack and crossover or time travelers category allies P+2 and attack defense 30% up. Per crossover or time travelers category ally on the team, depending on which category has more members, attack and defense 100% up to 500%, and chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate 10% up to 50%. When attacking with 12 or more key attack, 250% up, and when receiving an attack with 12 or more key defense, 250% up. And for 4 turns from the character's entry turn, P+4 and defense 250% up, and 4 C's any super attack within the character's attacking turn. When attacking as a second attack on a turn, attack 100% up, and launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. When attacking as the third attacker on the turn, launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and for every attack performed, permanently E+1. Link set, Demonic Power, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Xenoverse, and Fierce Battle, and the categories are Time Travelers, Join Forces, Crossover, and Demonic Power. They are a niche character, however, they look like they are a fantastic support to the Time Travelers and crossover setup, so that is going to be absolutely fantastic. And finally, their super attack history intrusion is physical and raises attack and defense and causes supreme damage to enemy, raises extreme class ally defense by 5% for 2 turns. So they also raise their attack and defense permanently. Their HP is also quite high as well. Absolutely amazing. They have damage reduction, they have the support, they have a lot of additional super attacks to build up. They look absolutely amazing for the niche setups they are built for. Moving on to the second kit, Tracking Evil Presences Trunks. Zeno, he is super int with the also terrible leader skill of P+3 HP attack defense 132 Vegeta's family or Defenders of Justice. So I would also not use that leader skill either. But moving on to what is really important, the passive skill, the history, Trunks Traverse, basic effects, P+2 and attack defense 250% up, damage reduction 30% up, and crossover or Vegeta's family category allies, P+2 and attack and defense 30% up, and per crossover or Vegeta's family ally on the team, depending on which has more members, attack defense 100% up to 500%, and chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evading enemies attack 10% up to 50%. When attacking with vulnerable key attack and defense 250% up, and launches an additional super attack, and when receiving an attack with 12 or more key defense 300% up, and with an inch or physical key speed obtained, chance of evading enemy's attack plus 20% up as the second attacker in a turn, and performs a critical hit and launches an additional super attack as the third attacker in a turn. With an STR, AGL, or Tech key speed obtained, all allies key plus 2 in defense 30% for 2 turns, and guards all attacks as the second attacker in a turn, and all allies attack 40% and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 20% for 3 turns as the third attacker in the turn. And that link set is Messenger from the Future, solid support, Cold Judgment, Royal Lineage, Prepare for Battle, Xenoverse, and Fierce Battle, and the categories are Vegeta's Family, Defenders of Justice, Hyper Saiyans, Time Travelers, Bond and Master Decisive Battles with Crossover, Entrusted Will, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbed Fighters, Successors, and Mission Execution. With the super attack, Burning Slash is a sword type, greatly raised attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers their defense. Overall, yet another fantastic support character for his respective niche teams. However, he has a little bit more categories. Count them up: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So he can fit on other setups. However, you really do want to fit him on that crossover Vegeta's Family setup that, of course, Vegeta himself, the LR that we're about to get into, would really love to have. And of course, other crossover setups will also love to have this Trunks character. He also has quite high HP. I mentioned the HP stats because of the fact that we have quite typically low HP for these crossover characters that come out from Dragon Ball Heroes that came out with the manga celebration. Although they aren't crossover characters, those do have low stats as well, just to make mention of that. So having high HP stats looks really good. That probably is the most important stat. You can boost defense stats, you can boost attack stats in the passive. It's really that HP stat that is probably the biggest stat line, honestly, because you can just do attack defense in the passive, but you can't really do that with HP, if that makes sense. So you do love to see all of that, and that's going to be buffed with God Vegeta's Leader Skill. And let's get into Extreme STR, Super Saiyan God of Successive Mutation, Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Ultra Super Villain. The Extreme STR LR has the Leader Skill, Crossover, or Vegeta's Family, category P+3, HP 200%, and attack defense 170%, plus an additional HP attack defense 50% for characters who also belong to the Time Travelers or Realm of Gods category. Stop right there. That's already super amazing for the crossover team to have an LR leader that has the 10th anniversary meta Dokkan Festival leader skill. That's gonna be amazing for heroes, amazing for crossovers, just chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing leader skill already. But not only that, he has just great stat lines as well. But let's get into that kit. Let's see what the evil Super Saiyan God can go ahead and do. Activates the entrance animation when there's another crossover or Realm of Gods ally on the team upon entry. One-time chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate 30% up for 3 turns, and one-time permanently defense plus 300%. Basic effects: key 5 to 10 randomly, attack and defense 350% up, damage reduction rate 30% up, and launches an additional super attack. Once all allies attacking in the same turn are crossover characters, damage reduction rate 30% up before attacking. When attacking with 18 or more key, attack and defense 250% up, and attack 100% up, and disables enemy guard with 1 or more SPO key speeds obtained. After receiving an attack, launches an additional super attack, and after the enemy launches a super attack at the character, launches another additional super attack. The link set is Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Warrior God, Prepare for Battle, Xenoverse, Fierce Battle, and the Legendary Power with the categories crossover, Vegeta's Family, Time Travelers, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyan, Sibling Bond, Worthy Rivals, Proto-Bonding Mind, Gifted Warriors, Legendary Existence, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Bond of Parent Child, Power Worship, Demonic Power Successor, and Uncontrollable Power with the super attack effects of Wildest Stinger. The 12 key is physical, and with the effect of Greatly Raising attack for 1 turn with a high chance of further Greatly Raising attack for 1 turn that causes colossal damage to the enemy. And the Dark Burst Cannon, the 18 key, is a Key Blast super attack with the effect Massively Raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. Right here, that base kit looks absolutely amazing. It is the slot 1 that the now defunct Dragon Ball Heroes team really desperately needed. It desperately needed an LR, desperately needed that slot 1, and this is going to help not only that setup of that dead franchise now replaced by Dragon Ball Super Divers, which we don't really have collabs with, but that's neither here nor there. It also helps out the Xenoverse team as well, helps out crossover, but also helps out Realm of Gods, which definitely Realm of Gods needed the support. It really, really badly wanted the support as well. That Realm of Gods team that was definitely buffed with the Ultra Instinct Goku and the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution Blue Vegeta from the 11th anniversary. They also needed a really, really, really good support, even despite the amount of support they ended up getting during the 11th anniversary. A boost to that team is really, really helpful, really, really needed. Overall, a fantastic base kit, but of course we're not done. The active skill Awakening has the conditions of can be activated when there's another crossover or Realm of Gods ally attacking the same turn, or a crossover or Realm of Gods enemy starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, or starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle once only. And the effect is Awakened. Remove all allies' negative effects and attack defense 50% for 1 turn, which removing all allies' negative effects, very good, very, 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 very good. But with the great Awakening effect, let's see how good Super Saiyan God Vegeta is. His basic effects: Key plus 10 and attack defense 350%, damage reduction rate 30%, launches an additional super attack, and randomly pins key spears of a certain type SPR excluded to Rainbow. When there's another crossover or Realm of Gods ally attacking in the same turn, damage reduction rate 30% before attacking, launches an additional super attack, and permanently defense 300%. When attacking with 18 or more key attack defense 250%, plus attack 100% plus, and disables the enemy's guard with 1 or more SPR or Rainbow key for the pain. After receiving an attack, launches an additional super attack and chance of performing a critical hit up 30%, and for 6 turns from the character's entry turn, chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate 30% up, and nullifies negative effects when there's another crossover ally attacking in the same turn. And starting from the 7th turn from the character's entry turn, defense 150% when attacking. His super attack effects: Wild Stingers upgrade to massively raised attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and the attack, the final rampage, and other super attack massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes that mega colossal damage to the enemy. And that is it. That is the full kit information for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 collaboration with Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle launching promptly. Absolutely amazing stuff to send off Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 with. I am very excited that we are actually being very, very, very respectful. And even as a fan of Dragon Ball Heroes, I do not think they properly did a good farewell campaign for Dragon Ball Heroes, right? We had good events and good Red Zone, and we had decentish characters, and we had all this cool stuff, but this is what you call a send-off. LR? Crossover LR? Yeah, are we doing that? Okay. Obviously, I would recommend summoning. Obviously, I have no stones, though, so that's not good. Even for, like, Legends, ton of crystals. Would I want to spend a ton of crystals right now? No, but I have the resources in that game. I am very resource intensive. I can get resources in Legends. Dokkan is different. Shoot. I go broke in Dokkan! Not like I really do in Legends. I don't really go broke in Legends. I go broke in Dokkan. And there's a lot of stuff to be spending on money these days, so I don't really want to invest that into Dokkan personally. So I'm just left with y'all. Unfortunately, I don't have enough resources as I want to spend for Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Hopefully y'all do though. Hopefully y'all get lucky. All this kind of good stuff for Vegeta. He looks amazing. He looks like an absolutely fantastic, awesome, amazing LR release along with his 2 support characters. Looks amazing. I cannot believe he is also Dokkan Festival. Oh, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. I cannot wait to see this and all the other exciting campaign details for Xenoverse 2. What a surprise, right? That Dokkan and Legends and Gexen Squadron are once again joined together in celebration of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and of course, all the information about that and this will be coming out in the coming days. All this stuff together. Battle Hour was amazing. It had just all this great stuff, but I'll get on out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this amazing Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Alright, everyone, that will have to wrap it up for this Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video covering the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 collaboration. However, I don't really want the end of this video to feel like, well, the end. What should it feel like then? It should feel like a brand new beginning! It is the brand beginning for Dragon Ball! We are getting the rebirth, return of not only Dragon Ball Super in the form of Beerus and the Galactic Control Saga, we are also getting a decade-awaited revival of Xenoverse 3 following the shutdown of Xenoverse 2. With its final DLC. So, I want to sign off, not in sadness, but in joy at the rebirth and resurrection after death. So, goodbye, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. We absolutely loved you. You were absolutely amazing. You were out for a decade, a whole entire decade, before you got an amazing sequel. We'll say goodbye for now, because we are moving into a brand new era with your resurrection as Xenoverse 3. So, with that being said, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Xenoverse 2. And have a great and big bright future!